Hello, and welcome to a playthrough of Age of Wonders 4, specifically Viewer Suggestion number 4. And now, let's head into our episode. So, welcome back to our playthrough of Age of Wonders 4. Again, specifically Viewer Suggestion 4. What that means is, a member of my community or a viewer suggested some of the rules for this particular playthrough. If you are interested in submitting your own rules for me to give a whirl, it can be anything you want, right? No, as long as it's possible in game. Builds you've always wanted to see, homes you've always wanted to see used. What are they called? Physical traits? What are they called again? It's called again. Yeah, the physical traits you've always wanted to use, culture combinations you wanted to see, tomes, so anything you're interested in. Or even if, like, this is my favorite build, you use it and see what you can do, that sort of thing. You're free to leave a suggestion in the comments. I just cannot guarantee I will be able to use your name. I prefer if you email me. Channel name at Gmail, so sparkytdk@gmail.com. Just make sure it says community or viewer suggestion in the header, or even challenge, whatever. Just let me know that it's about something like this in the header or subject line, and give me your suggestion. I'll try to get to it. The only thing I will generally never do is play on the highest difficulty level, because the AI cheats too much. Like, the hard feels about right now. It doesn't feel like, oh, it's super cheating. But we have proven how, even on normal, how badly the AI cheats. So I don't like to go too hard above that. Because I like playing regenerating infestations, it does mean I have to put the standard AI on hard, or it just gets wiped out. Even then, we just saw the dragons got killed. I didn't do that. Rumblewing here got wiped out. Wasn't me. It was either because he was at Rumblewing was at war with these two, so it was either one of them or the infestations. As is, quick review. Realm overview. So, nothing in here was required by our suggestions, but we ended up with Pangea. I always do. We ended up with Blessed Fields. I always do regenerating infestations. You can tell me not to do that. I just prefer it. I feel it makes the game better. I always try to do Crystal Dwelling, so they're always on any map. It just feels good to have. And then we ended and unlimited power was one of the requirements for this playthrough, so I had to use unlimited power. And then we ended up with Gigantism, which is, so they're lower in number, but especially large. Marauder units gain super growth. Racial Marauder units gain super. So racial units. So racial units. What would be a racial unit? So I guess the Trollkin, right? I'm not sure. Yeah, and probably the wolves and dogs too. Okay, we will falsely denounce. Negotiation succeeded. Message received. Hold on, what's this? Okay, great. You insulted me. I don't care. 3. Okay, I don't want them to get this. I am gonna jump ahead. Alright. So I am gonna use some Imperium to do that. I'm sure there's something I probably absolutely wanted here. But for now, we are struggling with Imperium. As is what usually happens early to mid-game, and then late game it just balloons. We're not going to pick another hero to join, because I am struggling with gold. Speaking of, so the other parts of the requirement, I got distracted, were we had to do Mystic Attunement, and we had to do Cult of Personality. I also chose Gifted Casters, so we can cast even more spells in combat. We're going a heavy shadow Materium build because I knew we would be struggling with gold. There we go. So we're working on our tier 3 tomes. Our current tomes. Show tome library. My tomes. Discipline and Necromancy, which has made us surprisingly tanky beyond normal. We had to choose Necromancy. That was part of the suggestion. I went Artificing, or Artificing, however you want to say it, for the armament and the siege magic mainly, and the Golem Mind. Everything else is just icing on the cake. I went for Scrying for guided projectiles, so we're more likely to hit. And we went for Great Transformation, so we could get Whiteborn and Fatigue, is what I say, or Fetid Legion, however you want to say that. The plan beyond that is Revenant, and I think we'll have access to Prophecies fairly easily. Yeah, we already have access to Prophecies, because that then makes Faithful... upkeep's great, but that then makes our mage units have a crit chance, right? And it gives Wind Defense mode for our units. They ignore, and if any ability or spell that does direct damage, they will negate. What's Temple of the Prophet? And more mana, more knowledge. Oracle, take it or leave it. It's really good. We may not use them. Battle Divination is actually really good. I just never quite figured out how to use it. And Foresee Downfall is really good too, right? So that basically you cast it, and now your units our units will have a 1 in 3 chance to crit, right? There is a crit build in there, right? If you go Chaos, it's Revelry, right? Oh, well, you can do Revelry, right? Reveler's Heart means you get a lot of morale. High morale means you're more likely to crit. Now I'm thinking Song of Revelry. Oh no, not 3 Rally. Song of Carnage, which grants fortune. So there is a crit build there with Chaos and Order, oddly enough, and Material. I don't know how well it would work, but something to try someday, maybe, if someone were to suggest it. Go for a crit build, see how that works. But we're looking at Materium-wise. Tier 3, Terramancy. Yeah, fine. I mean, turn until the unit moves, ton of damage. Okay, but everything, like, and then is it Earth Shatter? No, wait. Yeah, Earth Shatter we would use. And then it's like, Dreadnought, Pinning Barrage, Destabilized Mana Core, the Ironclad's a good mythic unit, Tuning Kits doesn't really help us. Like, Warded isn't bad. Makes you really tanky against magic, right? Geomancy actually could work, right? Cities gain if they have the terrain features of the city's core location. So that grassland swaps of fungus, food. If it has to be like grasslands and forest, food and production, grasslands, forest. Well, you can't do grasslands, forest, and snow, right? But forest can go on grasslands and snow. So you could stack food and production, food and mana, that sort of thing. Resonant Blades is interesting. Depending on what terrain we're on, we apply a negative status effect. Right? We get unit types. We get +2 damage based on the terrain we're on and resist. So that is a possibility, but we're going for transmutation. Right? Adaptive Armor. Great. Steel Skin. Transmute Resources. Could be useful if we have a lot of excess mana, but right now we don't. Melt Armor is a good spell. The Transmuter is a good unit. Right? Sustained damage. Right? If successful, and right? You either you sunder defense, no matter what, and if it works, you bolster the defense of friendly units from the hexes. But more importantly, the transmutation circle counts as a mine. Cool, but then we can fill out our potentially like, oh, we need haste berries. Boom, we now have a haste berry, right? We need Archon blood. Another city gets Archon blood. We need focus crystals. Another city gets focus crystals, right? Is my suggestion. The other way to go, like I said, astral amplification. We won't use amplified arrows, but frenzying focus means more range on our battle mage and support units. So now they have between scry, right, which gives guided projectiles, which reduces long range penalties, and then amplification, which gives +1 range. You're hitting, and every time you hit, they do more damage because they get strengthened. Boom, boom, boom. Every time, not per attack, per hit. So by the time, if all 3 hit, great, you're doing 30% more damage by the end of that round. More knowledge. Crit chance crit chance when spells are cast. Yeah, so with Tome of Amplification, I was gonna do transmutation, but I think we have to do amplification because of Astral Blood. Because of Astral Blood. So we want to cast spells. Every time we cast spells, we get fortune. Every time we get fortune, our crit chance goes up. So after 1 and 2 casts, we'll be critting on every other hit, give or take, and that will only go up. All right. So here's what we're gonna do. This is gonna get weird. Oh no, sorry. We're gonna keep I still think we keep transmutation, right? I think before we grab, yeah, after we grab, oh god, I hope this works the way I want it to. After we grab Revenant and Prophecies, we backtrack and grab Amplification and Golden Realm. Well, hold on. I think that's a maybe. But I think going back for Astral Blood is better. Well, Time Stop's good. Astral Travel's good. We don't have a lot of combat summons get it too. So all undead would get this as well. Okay. I usually don't get a tier 5. Alright, and then we look, depending on where we are after we grab amplifications, we could grab Tome of the Archmage. I don't think we want the Eternal Lord. Withering Mist. That was good. That gets an army. Just needs to kill a target. That always hits. Now, we already have that. Oddly, like, this works. Oddly enough, I think Astral Affinity. Remember, the Archmage's Cosmic Overdrive affects combat summons. So all our undead would get very fast movement and that we summon, and plus 20% damage. Which is a nasty surprise. And we don't care about these, like, great, here's a wave of undead. Oh no, you're going to kill it in 2 turns, but before that dies, it's going to do a lot of damage, and you can't stop it. So maybe Amplification of Archmage, but optional tomes to get fertility cycles. Question, what is open in nature? Yeah. And cycles, we would need 3 Empire Affinity, which we would get with a simple Tome of Fertility. So we could get fertility in cycles as well. The Golden Realm is also, if we're still struggling with gold, Creator's useless to us, right? We don't care about this. Great, don't care. Yeah, this is elementals and constructs, we're not doing it. But if we're still struggling with gold, Regent Refinery, per magic material and domain, guaranteed with transmutation to always have 1. Luxury markets, great. A gold golem wouldn't hurt. Gold touch, more resistance. More gold per population in cities. If you can max out 3 cities, that's plus 120 gold a turn. Bazaar of Wonders gives you more gold. Gilding Blast is useful. That is a possibility. Yeah. The question is... No, I think it... Yeah, I think we grab Transmutation to help with... To unlock this. Because we need at least 4. 6, right? So that gets us... Transmutation gets us to 5. And there's an item in... Sorry, and then... This... gets us to 6. Because it's plus 1 of everything. So yeah, I think we do transmutation. There's nothing bad here. But honestly, it's just for the transmutation circle. But we do kind of need it. And if oh, I'm really hurting on gold, but I have a ton of mana, whoop, I can convert that into gold and food to rush things. Then Revenant, then Prophecies, and then we look at and then Amplification. And that is a lot of damage output very quickly with the build we're going. Right? I'd rather have Prophecies and the guaranteed crit before I do the crit for casting spells. That's just the way I work, right? Otherwise, what does Revenant get us again? That is technically it is both a order affinity and an astral affinity, I believe. Our shadow? I know it's an order. There it is, Revenant. Yeah, any 6. We're gonna have 6 shadow. What does this get us? Undead Resentment, Vicious Killer. So we shred morale, right? Unholy Champion. Gives our undead natural regeneration. And the Necropolis. Because you need the Necropolis to feed the undead. You know what I will do? Is I will move Revenant to our tier 5 tome. Right? And Amplification and Prophecies will be our required tier 4 tomes. That feels good. And then after that, optional, those are our required tomes for our build. Feels good. Great. Right? And then our optional tomes, believe it or not, are Golden Realm, Fertility, and Cycles. Um, depending on how things go. I know, we're 20 minutes in. I haven't done anything. Let's actually go do things, shall we? So, last recording session. We got up to 3 by 30, and then we lost it. Oh, where we were. You need to build something. You need the Evocator's Abode, and a Forester in that order. Do we have anything in the crypt to sell? We do not. We don't have any prisoners to munch on. Great. We need to clear out this Astral Rift. We need to clear out all of this. We need to get the Dark Lair into here. We need to clear out the small den. 1, 2, 3. This is just within range, I think, to give it to Manihold. If we can grab it. Either, or maybe Armor gets it, and that's how we get some Imperium and research out of them. I don't know. I kind of want to clear this out for them. Just to help them with things. But as is, this is a priority, I believe. Yes. So I think we want them to come to us so we get some healing. I can't make any more units through gold. So we're starting with that. We're not going to have an offer Manihold founded. Presidio can annex another province. We only need the 3. This fish farm wouldn't hurt to truly crank our growth through. Or we can snag an underground. Which isn't a bad idea. We are fairly far behind on research. So, I'm going to annex that underground. So, hold on. That's 1. We should be able to get Reaper's Hollow, right? 1, 2, 3, and then out to here. Right? I don't think we can grab this. If I can, I will grab it. No. Because I need to go through here to get to this. As much as I want that Astral Dew. So I need a couple of outposts down here. 1 for the Tranquility Pool, 1 for the Astral Dew. Ideally here and here for the gold. And then, I guess, here and here. Unless there's a gold mine here. So that is good to know. Alright, so that's 15. Hold on, let's do the math. 16, 17. 18, 19, 20. Now we should be able to get to 30 here. I think I am going to grab these 2. These 2. Just to fill it in. Although, I guess, going along this route, the food and more gold, more mana, not a bad way to go. Good to know. He is headed down. Oh, hold on. Range. Whoa, hold on. Melee, 3 range. So you technically need a melee. 3 ranged, you need a melee. And you need... Alright. You technically need to be in this army. But you're not gonna be, so we're gonna throw you in this army. For now. Do you have... You do not. But you have... Yeah, ranged. So he needs a melee unit, but again, I can't afford the upkeep. I don't like dropping below. I don't like being below 100 gold. I don't have a choice. We're out of items to make. There's nothing to break. So we're good there. Hey, speaking of a melee unit, it'll take you a fight or 2 to get down there. That's okay. Probably in here. In the meantime, I think... Yeah, he is... 3 ranged. Because he needs 2 melee units. But each of our piggies is 12 gold upkeep. So yeah, so this spell shield is going into this army to make sure it's complete. Right, this is gold-based. Supreme Magic is good. Explode when killed. Dealing 20 spirit damage. I don't... Immediately learn Supreme Magic. Is this an ability? An enchantment? I would throw it on my AoE guy. Alright. Otherwise... Yeah, not much to do in this turn. I will throw down a bookmark. Not that there's much I can do about what is to come. Theoretically... Oh, and we want a 4th city up here for the giant caller's den. So, 1, 1, 2. Ideally here. And to clear out the umbral nest. Here, or even here. Because that 1, 2, 3 still gets us to the ocean. Right? And underground. That, ooh, which is next to some ashen ruins. Interesting. So maybe we put it... Hold on. I can't... I'm trying to see... I don't think... Okay. Here's the line. Around, and then back up. Alright. So this is one zone. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. I think where this tower is where I put the city. So I need to get that up there. 798? He can't handle the umbral nest. I don't think so. Not without backup. So we need to get him some backup. End turn. Okay, I knew that was going to happen. I'm not going to allow the AI to use spells, because they will drain my mana, and I need to start stocking that up. I will auto-combat this, and if I lose anyone, I will manual combat it, and I will use any spells I feel are necessary. Great, didn't lose anyone. Close and end turn. We got Renown. We got Souls. Day 68. So... Yes, you can get to here. Alright, so this army goes here. Alright. The Necromancer goes into this army. Hold on. Need to rotate. This army goes here. That army goes there. That army goes there. We're ready to start this. It's gonna pop next turn. Ooh. We need to clear the Astral Rift, and then we see what we can put in there. Hopefully a forest. But maybe not. So let me bookmark again. Alright. Fight. No combat spells. If I lose anyone... All spell from all units. Okay. Without Heartless... Oh, it's Sunless. Alright. Auto combat. Actually, depending on what I lose... I kind of wish he had died. But take that. Lance of the Undead Slain. Huh. Is there someone I want to throw that on? Not off the top of my head. I'm gonna shred all of this. Yep. Pull this back here, this back here. And this back here for maximum gain. Good, we can build a forester here. That means I'm gonna build a forester for now. Yes. Because I can grab other things from other areas. So we'll get the rainbow clover, which gives us food and more relations. Alright, the forester boosts this. Boosts the shipyard, boosts the storehouse, boosts the vendor, boosts the library, and we'll get desecration chambers going. For the abode. More importantly, if we take a look at our units, our heroes, inspect. Needs a chess piece. Alright. You're pretty good. You technically need a mount. Tier 1. Alright. Unequip this. Unequip these. He wants tier... Oh, no. Unequip. Confirm. Unequip. Confirm. He doesn't mind tier 1, but he wants tier 2 or better. Okay. So, he needs miscellaneous items, and then a tier 2 mount, which is a problem. Okay. This is a tier 1 mount. He needs a ring. Okay, so we need the ring. So, if we take a look at our blueprints, we have the starter armor, a sundering bow, which actually isn't bad, basic legs, and a basic helmet. No ring. Alright, arsenal. Oh, sorry. Quote, this. Rings. And we will do... That looks good. Honestly, Inspiring Killer's not bad. Windshield is now 3. That is the limit of our tier 2. So basic. Windshield, right? Windshield? Yes. With 2 words. Tier 2. Forge. And we are gonna throw that on everyone. We got Rainbow Clover, a hero level up. This is our defender. And we're trying to go, weirdly enough, both this route and this route. I think reflecting defense is better. He does have a signature skill. We can do, so our choices are Initiative Astral, Lightning Strikes, Warding Order, Initiative Material, which is good, especially with Purging Strikes. That's like almost a must grab. Adept of Shadow. Now. We kind of need this. Right? So, Unholy Leader just makes all our units better. It gives them more hit points. It gets rid of their stats on their fire and spirit resistance. Spirit Breaker Aura isn't bad either. So, Adept of Shadow for the Unholy Leader. Confirm. So what does that do? So now the units in his army, 123, right? Minus 2 because of Unholy Leader. Yeah. But look at this. We have even our tier 1 units are pretty tanky, and we need to trade those out for better units, but for now we're fine. We'll give them some turns to heal. We can't... Well, this is sunless, so I think we're going to wait on that. We definitely want to heal in this terrain, because we need to take out this next. And then the Dark Lair. So that's a quarry, and this counts as a quarry. So that's 2 quarries in a row. Farm-wise, that's a farm, that's gold or mana. No sheeps, right? Yeah, I don't see any sheep. That's a gold mine. That's probably going to be mana. That's, well... This farm gets us to this farm, which is fishing ground. And this is a nautical governor. Alright, so for every coast or water province, more food, more mana, more gold. Right, so I think second farm, third farm. First quarry, second quarry. Right, this can be a quarry, yeah. Second quarry. We got our first forester. I think this gets converted to a teleporter, but this is our second quarry. Sorry, our second farm and our third farm. Sorry, forester are out here. Right? And we'll deal with life down here as best we can. I have 163 gold. That's fine. We made our unit. You go here. 950. So can take that. Probably not separately. But if this separates, we can take it. Converting that into a gold mine. We could convert this to a quarry, but I don't think there's a reason to. Yeah. Masonic Hall. After the hall, the Scholars Guild. We only have 2 research posts. So a Scholars Guild here, maybe not worth it. And I kind of want to... right. I need... cognitive stability. We're getting up there. I am going to take... You know what? I will double... So the issue with the gold mine here is... Right? Not a lot of quarries in this area. Unless... No. No. Yeah. Not a lot of quarries for this. Like, again, with that Earthbreaker spell, right? Quarry, 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 quarry. This would be a great little area for a quarry area. I don't think I'm gonna get perfect, though. Yeah, almost all our quarries are gonna be at sea. Oh, could be a quarry there. That's 1, 2. I guess if we convert this to a quarry, this could be a gold mine. Right? Something to consider. Bounty has been posted. How do I check out these quests? Large monster den destroyed. Oh. I will accept that. I either get it or I don't, but if I can get it, that'll give me a gold boost. You're waiting. You're in that army. Domain's being invaded. Not unexpected. Enter. Okay. Can I see 0 to 3 turn? I'm gonna wait on that. I'm gonna try to clear out, yes, the small monster den. Ooh. First. They should have enough to take care of it. Yeah, safe battle. Let me retreat. Save game. Bookmark 2. I may have to fight it. Domain's being invaded. Yes, yes, yes. Whispering Stone is returned. Great. Is there another free city? What? Oh, they don't have it yet. We're gonna withdraw that. Wait. one sniped out from under me, didn't I? Really? They jumped ahead that fast. Wow. Well, bollocks me. I think we have to save up for Court of Whispers. So we can really start abusing the hell out of that. Mana-wise, I have a ton of mana saved up. I understand this is dangerous. However, I feel like this is too effective not to grab. So we got a huge stability bonus because we have an order tome, and we have a decent little boost of everything else. Okay. Huh. Okay. Yeah, so we're not gonna beat them on that. Wow, yellow just snagged them all, huh? Alright, man, that was you. Free City got to do that. Yeah, Free City. Yeah, they were just, I don't know how they jumped ahead like that, but they did. Is it you? No, you have, this is nice. Don't really need it. You get the basic windshield. Close. We're gonna make another one. Blueprints. Custom. Forge. Got the Masonic Hall. We're pumping out gold. That is fine. You're making the mine. After the mine... 20 mana, not worth it. I don't know if we're gonna do that. So here, you pump out gold for 2 turns. You're pumping out gold. Yeah. So if... Right. I think I do a golem mine here. Gold for 2 turns, and then a golem mine here. That's fine. You're making the abode. We're not gonna hurry anything. They're clearing that out. You grow in 2. You grow in 3. Right? 200. That's 1100 versus... Yeah. I want at least a second army for them. I'm stashing the gold. I'm stashing the mana. I'm not integrating a city. So let's do this fight. Bookmark 1. Trigger. Not gonna let... Again, if anyone dies, then I will fight it. It depends on who dies. Like if that tier... Oh no, we lost an Arcanist. I'm okay with that. Boom. Tier 2, Tier 1, I can shred that food. Tier 3. I'll take that reward. That's our basic. On our warrior, I'll give him the Juggernaut Greaves. He can keep the piggy. But we're gonna disenchant the horse. And that I don't have animals. Demolish is not bad. But again, the Terrifying Aura works for him because he can shred morale. I'd rather have more rings. Mana Hold can annex the property. So, I don't have a quarry yet. We're grabbing this quarry. We cleared out this area. Production-wise, we can boost that to 76. Now we're into Desecration Chambers. Great. We are struggling with gold. So, Shipyard Vendor in that order. And these guys are going to head back in this direction. 200, well, 500, 300, that's 900, that's 1800. The three of them, once they heal up a little, should be fine. I'm over 100 again. Alright. Let's take a look at our army balance. So, melee, 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 melee. Alright. We need 3 bacon. That's what it comes down to. So let me make some bacon here. A hero leveled up. This is our warlock. And yeah, the stun's nice. We're gonna hold off on it. I said I wanted to go. Right. So I cast this. I link to an enemy unit. They will suffer misfortune and resistances drawn. Great, right? Tax, more vulnerability. You can do both, but get this to here. So now my attacks are granting the misfortune and then weakened. A more misfortune. And cruel. Okay. Yeah, so there's a build here, right? Where you're stacking misfortune, causing enemies to fumble, increasing his hit points. Stack it faster. Now you're removing positive effects. Then you can inflict a disease. Yeah. So there's like, I am breaking enemies. Or you can do Blood Pact. And that's more. Oh, that's. I see why they broke them up. Yeah, War Seeker, which is really good. Right? Huh. Interesting. So the question becomes, do we want to raise an undead, but it can't be used in water, or Dark Ritual, which is, it guarantees 11 damage, and it happens to turn all zombies into decaying zombies, versus pick a corpse. Pick a corpse. If it's friendly, it comes back as what it was, i.e., we can revive our wyvern. And we're spreading this faster. It's the Aura of Disease is just so good. And I don't mind the... I think we're more about it comes back as whatever it is than, oh, we're summoning specific units. So I think Dark Ritual into Infested Summons. I don't think we want Claim Soul. Right? Is this once per battle? I think this is once per battle, yeah. This is, oh, that's the difference. This one's on a cooldown. So you can use this multiple times per fight. This is a use it and then it can once. But again, that Aura of Disease, knowing we're going to be just summoning units. Oh, well, hold on. The Wyvern gets summoned. And then it relies on him using spells to summon. Huh. I think there's a This works, but I think there's a better build with an Elder Vampire, right? Where you're sitting there and just summoning masses of units that have infested summons, sort of thing. But yeah, Dark Ritual is fine. But I think for now, do I want to get to this quickly? Right, that's our workaround. If I make a tier 2 staff, tier 2 staffs mean you can't be mounted. That closes the mount. That's the workaround. I knew there was a workaround. So what's more important? Within 2 turns, getting to Aura of Disease. I'm going to go the Aura of Disease route. That's the workaround. Our ruler leveled up. Great. Yeah. Fatal Strikes. I see the issue. Because of the build where well, no, Strikes is fine. Everyone else can weaken it, and then I use Sniper Shot to confirm the kill, resetting Sniper Shot, and resetting these two, theoretically. Okay. So we'll do Mastered Focus next. Wait, hold on. What tier is this? Tier 2. Okay. Also, our Blessed Mount, we can just pass them around. Around? We can pass our Blessed Mount around. That would trigger that as well. So we do have a few workarounds. We already handed out the shield. Now these guys, I think this is the priority. And then the Dark Lair. I don't think I can kill this. I kind of need to clear this to help this city grow. But I think one guy can handle that. This is more important. Man, now we're making 190 per turn. Great. So, anything we should be worried about, that needs to be cleared out. Nothing new here. Okay. Underground. Hold on. Where is Reaper's Hollow? Do I think Presidio? I think he can clear out Reaper's Hollow. Maybe. And he can get there pretty quick. Invaded our domain. Yep. Not going to create a bounty. New skill. Which is Throne City and cities that share a border with it gain 10% of all income. Really good. You know what's a bit more important to me, though? Word of Whispers. And here's why. I have 3 stones here doing nothing. I go to free cities. What will you give me? Imperium. Cool. That's a lot of gold and mana. You're not so good. You're not so good. Okay, those are iffy. Those are mine. Okay. Can't give a Whispering Stone to you. You already have a Whispering Stone. Congratulations. No, hold on. You get it. So now, I can keep making units. Because I am siphoning 60 gold, 43 mana, and 20 science, and a single Imperium. Even though these are not my vassals. That was definitely worth the Imperium. It has skyrocketed our gold income. And our mana income. Enough, I'm willing to go back to free cities and dump. I'll wait a turn. But dump 100 mana in to get this with the right scroll. There's nothing else I want to get. And these are, look where, through the roof. Crystallized Essence could be useful. Crystal Focus is actually a decent enchantment for our basic magic, for our magic attack units. That just gives them volatile charge. So basically what happens is, spend a lot on a unit. When that unit dies, all enemy, this unit, and adjacent friendly units, right, so enemy units will take potentially a ton of damage. I think you can stack up to 5 times. And then Crystal Crash, which is a spell, which is the spell version of this. But now that we can create more units, so we got our second shield. So let me throw that on OneDoorPondDoor. Confirm. We can make one more. What can we make in miscellaneous items, is my question. Inspiring Presence. More morale gain. Cannot route due to low morale. Ah. We can do army recuperation. Yeah, I'm gonna make one of those. They're super useful to have. Fatigue Legion. We definitely want that. More hit points. Research-wise, not bad, not bad. I want my siege magic. So we can go in here. If we look at Fatigue Legion, it will cost us another 18 gold and 20-something mana. But I have enough. So we're going to go ahead and cast that. We're going to go ahead and rush it. More hit points for our frontline units. Right, you're making a spell shield. Do up the armory. Gold, gold. Great. Oh, I can't. Alright, let me do the gold. Hold on. Double gold, then the armor. Okay. You can annex in a province. We have the basics. The question is, do we want to farm next? What would the farm boost? The Stone Conjurer. I think we get a farm next. So here's our second farm. This army will head back in this direction. Alright. Boom, boom. Yeah, this is the more important clear, I think. I'll rush that for 6. Underground. So gold, gold. Dig. Wait a turn. Wait a turn, right? Because you need 3 miscellaneous items and a tier 2 mount. And we can pass around the Blessed Dragon to trigger that. So we need 3 tier miscellaneous items. Honestly, Does anyone else have? Yeah, no miscellaneous items. We're gonna have to make them. Everyone has a ring. Okay, that's good. End turn.
Hello, this is Gohan the Chinchilla, and we hope you're having a good day, as do I. As always, we hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to follow, like, subscribe, or comment. Or even better, come on over to twitch.tv/SparkyTDK and watch me live every Monday through Friday. Thank you for your support.